Good morning. We've been in recess for a few minutes, and it is now 10 a.m., and we are ready to do our budget hearing with the Sheriff's Department. And we now, all three commissioners are now present, along with our goat, horse, and cow.
Under the table.
Don't ask. Don't ask, Sheriff.
Sheriff, take the floor. and
Good
present
morning,
this
ladies and
however you would like to do
gentlemen,
so.
commissioners. Thank you for the opportunity to be with you this morning to talk about our budget for the Stark County Sheriff's Office. I have with me Teresa Wilson. Teresa works in our office and handles a lot of the HR issues and helps get people hired and processed and takes care of all those integral things that we need to do to keep things running every day. So have her with me in case there be any questions related to HR that we need to have answered. I think it's important before we get started, though, to take a moment to recognize the women and men of the Stark County Sheriff's Office who work very hard each and every day to ensure the security and the safety of the citizens of Stark County. These folks are outstanding professionals. They are mission-oriented, and they've really demonstrated a lot of adaptability over the years to make sure that we get the job done. So I wanted to make sure that we recognize our staff.
And let me interrupt for just a second. Is your presentation identical to the one that we had copied before, or
Yes.
some changes? Otherwise, I'll throw one away. But they are the same. Okay.
It's just a little prettier cover,
Pretty cover. Okay, if we've got a pretty cover.
so you don't spill your coffee on it.
Okay.
The Stark County Sheriff's Office is a premier law enforcement agency. The Sheriff's Office is often viewed as the lead law enforcement agency in the county. The county is, as you know, the county is the 7th largest in the state of Ohio, with 580 square miles, with a population of nearly 380,000 residents. The diverse makeup of our office is 31% female, 2% Hispanic, 7% African American, and 1% Middle Eastern. In 2013, as you know, was both a challenging and yet rewarding year for me
Is that you,
personally.
by the way?
Pardon?
Is that you, the 1%?
No.
No. Okay. Just checking.
No, he's Romanian.
In 2013, it was both a challenging and yet rewarding year for me personally and for the Stark County Sheriff's Office. As you're aware of all the challenges, please let me recap a few of the accomplishments we've had in our Sheriff's Office this past year. One of the things we were able to do in March was increase the inmate bed capacity from 400 to 450 beds. We accomplished that through adjusting staffing and moving a few things around so that we could immediately try to house more inmates. And we've been on that same path since March, and we continue to work towards our 501 bed capacity. I know it's near and dear to each one of you, and it is to me as well.
So it went from 350 to
400 to 450. In September of this past year, we commissioned a in-house polygraph office. Right now, we're just really starting to utilize that polygraph operator in our hiring process. We'll also be able to utilize that polygraph operator in our criminal investigations. And I've already had several phone calls from other agencies in the county that want to commission a contract so that they can utilize the polygraph operator for their hiring process as well. So, we think it's value added to the Stark County Sheriff's Office. We reinstituted the Highway Litter Program in spring of 2013. All those little orange bags that you've seen along the highways, that was our inmate program on a litter grant that we received from the state of Ohio to clean up the highways and pick up trash along the roadways.
Did you ever get a tonnage number? Did I ask you that?
I don't, but I know about
Bags or?
about 3 months into the program, we were at 5,000 bags. When the program was supposed to end in September, we continued it to November because of the weather wasn't too bad. And so I will get that for you, though, Commissioner. I don't have the total
Well,
bags.
you guys did a great job, huh?
That is a great program.
Yeah, that's a really.
You know, we really like to see our inmates out there and contributing to our cleaner roadways. We enhanced our CCW process significantly in 2013. One of the things that I discovered is shortly after taking office in February was that I received a lot of phone calls from folks that were trying to get their CCW that was very frustrated. They would have to come to our office oftentimes 2 and 3 times to get through the process. So we took a look at that and we made some adjustments, some minor staffing adjustments, and we basically put in place a program where you come once, you bring your information, you pay your fee, we do the background, then we mail you your permit. You don't have to come back. And so now we're getting permits to people within 5 to 7 days, where before it was taking 3 and 4 weeks to get people their permits. One of the things that troubled me with that, the way that was working before, is many of the phone calls I received were our citizens here in Stark County saying, I'm going to another county to get my permit. And that just didn't seem right to me. I thought, we ought to be able to provide that service here in Stark County, and so, we are now. We also seen a 200% increase in the number of permits we've been issuing over the previous year. So that's very, very significant in that, we're processing 200% more applicants going through the system asking for CCW permits.
I'm just curious, Sheriff, when someone gets this concealed carry, if they live in this county but they obtain their license from another county, are they on their roster of the number that, does it come back
Correct.
to their home county like a license plate is always registered?
Well, it will show up that they do have a CCW on a statewide system. It just shows that they have a CCW and where it was issued from, which county. Okay, it doesn't really give any pertinent information, as the law does not allow for that. However, that permit is issued in another county and it is appropriate to do that. My guess is right now, and I don't have the numbers, we're probably, because we've streamlined our system and we're doing a much better job at it, I think that we're probably getting counties around us that are coming to us, because other counties, some smaller counties, they only do it twice a week, where we have the availability throughout the week for people to come in and get their permit. So we're probably getting some business, some of the other counties' business.
Does that program cost money, or what are the fees
I'm sorry?
associated
Oh,
with
there's a
it?
fee. Depends on whether it's a renewal or a new license. But in those increases, remember, there are also suspensions and revocations that we issue as well. And I don't have all those numbers with me today, but the process is that we do a background check. And if there's a disqualifier through that background check, then they are not issued a permit. One of the things we found is some other counties where they have been issued a permit and they come here for a renewal, when we do a background check, sometimes something will turn up and then they're not issued their permit. So our folks do a great job of making sure that we do it the right way and follow all the proper procedures.
So do they go back to the other county and get it?
No, they can't.
Oh, they can't.
They're disqualified. And there are certain things that are criminal offenses that you cannot seal or expunge. So.
And I'm sorry, I had to step out, and if you covered this while I was out of the room, I apologize. For the fees associated with the CCW, for example, when they were going out of county, do the fees follow to that other county?
Correct.
Does anything come
Correct.
back at all?
No.
Or if
Those
so,
fees go to the originating agency and to the state. So the state, as you know, always gets their fee.
Of course.
But then there's a portion of the fee that comes back to the county for administration, and that fee would not go to us. So that's a good point. We were losing that revenue as well.
So now, by maybe tipping the scales where some other
Right.
counties are coming here, maybe that
Right.
would increase in those fees as well.
Yes. You may or may not have seen this in the newspaper. In the fall of this year, we implemented a annual school bus safety program where we shadowed school buses throughout the school districts in the county, monitoring the bus activities, monitoring the students on and off the buses. We think it's a piece that's missing from school safety. Our deputies actually got on buses, road buses with the students at the different schools throughout the county, and we'll continue that program as we move forward. We launched community-oriented policing and collaborative efforts with other agencies to improve safety and security to all Stark Counties in summer of 2013. And Commissioner Creighton, you may be aware that over the years there has been some discontent with the pre-party for the Hall of Fame events, specifically the parade. And one of the things we did, we partnered with the Canton Police Department this year, And we provided 12 or 14 deputies. I was out there myself the night before the parade. We helped them to keep people to have a good time, let people have a good time, yet keep it within reason. And so I know I had feedback from Chief Lawver that it was one of the safest years they've had in a long time. And so we'll continue to work with our law enforcement partners and collaborate, because I think I've mentioned that most times the sheriff's office is looked as a premier law enforcement agency and the lead agency, and sometimes leading is just working with others. And so we want to continue to work with others to make Stark County a safe place. So we had a number of collaboratives like that. We partnered with the Northern Ohio Violent Fugitive Task Force, which you may be aware of. It's one of the things we brought to bear in early summer with both Canton Police Department, I think Jackson, Perry, and Stark County. But so you know, we've closed over 300 fugitive cases in Stark County alone since we implemented that program. And 200 fugitives have been taken off the streets. Now, what does that mean to Stark County? Well, I can tell you that when we had Mr. Nordman in here early last year talking about the crime in Canton and Stark County, this is a significant impact. When you have career criminals that are out there and on the lam, running from the law, their livelihood is crime. And so by taking those folks off the road, we feel we contributed to a safer Stark County, and we'll continue to do that.
I thought he was going to say he was going to take Major Nordman off the streets.
He said that.
Hello, Bruce.
And just working through some of the things we listed as an accomplishment, that we had a sheriff's sale this year, late summer, early fall, where there hadn't been a sale there in 8 or 10 years. One of the things I discovered was we were actually paying for storage at a off-site storage facility to store property that had been abandoned or recovered that needed to be disposed of. We had destruction orders, but just had not put together a sale. We put together a sale, and I think it brought back about $50,000. I think $35,000 into the general fund, and about $15,000 into the forfeiture fund in the county coffers. So we were able to do that. And by the way, it really helped me because it cleaned out all those places that we were having to store all this, and I'm not paying a storage fee